So I got three legendary figures. The teacher, the icon, and the rebel are going toe to toe to toe in a French onion soup cage match. Did someone say cage match? Hello everyone, welcome to my home. Please get comfy, and we're starting off soup season with some soup sparring. Of course, it is the magnificent French onion soup. It's savory, it's rich, it's caramelized, it's silky, it's fragrant, it's comforting. What did I miss? Gratinade with toasty French bread and then bubbling cheese on top. Ooh. When it's done right, nothing else matters. It's just you and a bowl of soup. Or a tureen, if you will. The matchup today represents various eras of French cooking. You could call it the Eras Tour of onion soup. So in one corner we have Paul Bocuse. First time on the channel, they call him the Pope of gastronomy. They do. And he is the chef that put Lyon, France on the culinary map, revolutionized French cuisine, I guess in like the modern era, and apparently he has a French onion soup recipe that is just to die for, so eager to give that a whirl. Also look at the hat. In the next corner, Queen Julia Child. Multiple cage match victor. The translator between French cooking and the American kitchen. Opening up the door of this soup to millions. I've made it a bunch of times. It is a masterpiece. Truly. Finally, Tony, the late great Anthony Bourdain. He is the badass of the group here, brutally honest, straight to the point. His whole foundation was French. He held the line as executive chef at Léal Brasserie in New York. He didn't reinvent the cuisine, but he lived it, and he can hold his own. All right, so the rules are simple. I will be following their rules as closely as I can. I frickin' promise you, I will try, and we'll see which one reigns supreme. And for the tasting, it will not be done alone. So tune into that. Let's get to work. So this cage match is sponsored by Cometeer. And I know what you're thinking, another coffee brand? This one is very cool. Like it's frozen, also it's very cool. It's a coffee that's precision brewed and flash frozen at peak flavor, then it's shipped to your door on dry ice. There's no machine, no mess. You can make anything, hot coffee, iced coffee, or espresso style drinks like lattes. So you melt it in the hot water for a very smooth cup of joe. Or you can go iced and melt it first, then pour it over iced water or milk. Whether you go the hot route or the cold, I don't judge. It tastes legit either way. It's balanced, it's smooth. I'm a sucker for a dark roast, so it's bold. My favorite's this one, George Howell Coffee, de Terra Calabria. Because real talk, most days, some days, I don't want to deal with the beans and the grinding and the whole production. I just want a cup of coffee faster than fast. And that's Cometeer. And they source from the best coffee roasters this side of the galaxy. You can try the best without leaving your home. So if you want to try it, there's a link in the description for $20 off your first discovery pack featuring 8 unique coffees curated by the world barista champ, James Hoffman. I'd say that's a good place to start. So head over to cometeer.com/antichef or click the link in the description. Thank you, Cometeer. Round 1, Julia Child and mastering the art of French cooking. So we're about to board the emotional roller coaster, which is thinly slicing onions. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of this today. And it's gonna be a lot of onions. So I'm gonna try a few hacks here just to avoid the tears. Although it's inevitable that it's gonna happen to me, so I'm not really concerned. I know everyone else has their own hack. It's okay. I may look upset, but it's just part of the process. So I have a damp kitchen towel. I'm just gonna put that next to the cutting board like that. Candle has been lit. And take a matchstick in between my teeth. I don't know, someone told me about that one. My knife, which I have already honed. And when I'm slicing the onions, I'm not gonna be leaning over my cutting board talking to you. I'm just gonna focus, like up here. All right, so I have a scale handy here because I'm gonna need 1.5 pounds, 5 cups worth of sliced yellow onions, thinly sliced, and I'm gonna need a bowl. that can go on the scale. Let's do this. First half of an onion already crying, but that's okay. So I know, there's onion goggles, but I can't be rocking those on my show. My onion hack is just to slice the damn onion as quickly as you can and move on. 1.5 pounds, 5 cups worth of thinly sliced onions. So I gotta say that Julia has a bit of a advantage when it comes to today, because I am familiar with this recipe: onion soup gratinade with cheese. Soup à l'oignon gratiné. As I have made this recipe a few times, each time I do, I tweak something here and there. I try something new. First time around, I was very new to this cookbook and what the hell life was. So yeah, I used the beef bouillon cubes for my stock, a few of them. And you take the cube into the boiling water, stir it, and then add it into the soup. Probably on the saltier side, but I very much liked it. No complaints until I released the video to the world, and then the YouTube comments complained. So yeah, everyone was like, you gotta make your own homemade beef stock for this kind of thing. So second time around, I did exactly that. And I gotta say, it was lights out. It was that much better, so much more flavor, and it tasted unbelievable, really. One of the best things that I've ever made. And then there was another time that I made this without the cameras running, and I used just beef stock out of like the cartons. It was just as good. Can't go wrong either way that you attack it. That being said, today I'm gonna be making homemade beef stock again, and let's go back in time. So last night I took around like 6 pounds of beef bones and roasted them with a couple carrots and a couple onions. And once it's all looking good and browned, everything goes into a pot, except for the fat from the pan. I drain that. Then I gotta deglaze that pan, so I add a cup of water, bring that up to a boil, and scrape up all the good stuff into the pot. And I'm gonna add in enough water to cover everything by around 2 inches. All right, add in the goodie bag of parsley, thyme, bay leaves, garlic, cloves, couple celery stalks, salt. Bring it to a boil and simmer for like 4 or 5 hours or however long it takes. After that, I'm just gonna strain it and cool it overnight. Party time over at the stove. Let it begin. A 4-quart saucepan, 3 tablespoons of butter, tablespoon of a neutral cooking oil. In go the onions, and it's gonna look like a hell of a lot, but they're gonna cook down. It's not gonna fill up this pan forever. So medium, low, cooking it slowly for 15 minutes to start. You gotta cover it. After 15 minutes, how are we looking? Oh. Okay, so that is cooked down. That's like half the size it used to be. Add in a teaspoon of salt. And here's an important step, a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Adding in that sugar is gonna help those onions to brown, which, yeah, I've skipped that step once before, and the onions took forever. Anyway, that was then, this is now. I turned that up to moderate heat, which, you know what, I don't think I need to go higher than that. It's like on a medium-ish. Keep the lid off, stirring frequently for like 30 to 40 minutes. And after that, we might have something beautiful. All right. In baguette. Yeah, let's get some slices going here between 1 inch and 3/4 inch. Let's get the bread slices on a baking pan into the oven. 325 degrees Fahrenheit. So after 15 minutes, teaspoon of olive oil on each one of these suckers. Move them around in the pan because there's enough olive oil there. Back in they go another 15. A total of half an hour in the oven. And now I'm gonna take a garlic clove and rub each side. So they're now dried out, lightly browned, and they have a garlic flavor to them. This is like garlic bread. Go retrieve the stock from the fridge. So I'm gonna peel the fat skin layer off the top. Honestly, when I'm simmering stock, I never really skim it. You know why? Because it just does this once you've chilled it, and you can just easily remove it off the top, and then it's just like, look at that. Okay, I mean, you can keep some of the fat. Take 8 cups worth of your beef stock, and I'm pretty sure this is the sign of a good beef stock when it's gelatinous like this. That means you did a good job, Jamie. I don't want to toot my own horn with this stock here, but I mean, don't. There's no tooting to be had. That's exactly 8 cups worth of beef stock. Woo! Woo! Okay, so let's get that into a pan and I bring that up to a boil. Okay, so I would say this is like 45 minutes later. Look at the amber color on that. Remember what we started with? Look what it's down to. That's got to be the nicest caramelization I've ever had on onions. That sugar is the secret weapon. Sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of flour. Stir that in and cook for 3 minutes. Okay, I really dried it out. Got a different thing going on now. This next step has always been the most trickiest of this recipe for me. And what I gotta do is add the boiling stock in with the onions that have been mixed together with the flour. And anytime I've ever done this, I start to see flour clumps because I've just added all at the same time. But I think if I just add a little, just a little, and just blend that in first. Oh yeah, that was a way better idea. All the times that I've made this recipe, I've never actually seen this step before because I always add all of the stock all at once. And yeah, it has really turned into this creamy looking, thickened creamy looking thing here. All right, that's cool. Now I can add the rest. With the stock, I also include half a cup of a dry white vermouth. And I'm only doing it over here to prove that it's real. And that goes into. Crack in some black pepper. And you add some salt as well, and you season to taste. Leave it as is. That's very nice. Back up to a simmer. Cover it partially. 30 to 40 minutes on a simmer like so. Once that woo-hoo-hoo is ready to go, so just before serving, I add 3 tablespoons of cognac, give that a stir, and not just yet, lock it up, because I gotta make the other soups first before we assemble everything. Spoiler alert, the soups are already made, but you have to watch, you have to keep watching. Round 2, Paul Bocuse and the complete Bocuse. So I picked Monsieur Paul here for this cage match today. And you know, it was a risky move because this cookbook arrived at my front door about -5 minutes into filming this video. Like I just got it and I opened up the book and I was like, oh, thank God I have all the ingredients. Anyway, I picked this guy and I just found out who he was. I have been living under a rock most of my life, you know that. I picked him because of what he represents, which is like the refinement and the discipline of French cooking, you know, like kind of thing. So let's get it going with 1.5 pounds, 600 grams-ish of yellow onions, thinly sliced. With a sharp knife, slice in half, and then I snip off the tip, making it easier to peel. I want to mention something about the slicing of the onions, because it is going very smoothly today, and it's because I'm doing the old claw grip method, which takes practice. It's taken me years to figure this out. It's all self-taught though. I just grab the onion by the claw, like almost like digging my fingers into it. And then my thumb is on the root. So my knife is kind of like going right up against my fingers. But once you get the hang of it, you can start going really fast. And I'm by no means like a pro at this, and I don't go that fast, but it is super helpful. That's all I'm trying to say. Thin as possible, right down. And I'm able to go fast, see? And once you get the hang of it, then it's like, see? Look how sexy that is. Retract your hand as you go along, right? And then once you get the onion to a certain point, you just go down, right? So let's go back over here with some sort of skillet. Toss in 1.5 sticks of butter. That is a hell of a lot of butter. I mean, having that side by side with Julia Child's recipe, you can see the difference. You know what? I'm just gonna have to stop. This recipe is using more butter than Julia Child's. I never thought I'd live to see the day. This is a huge moment in my life. So once the butter is melted, I'm gonna add in my onions. We got a much different step going than the previous recipe, which is always interesting. We gotta saute these onions until they're nicely colored, but not too browned. So I'm not sure how long that's gonna take, but I shall time it. 36-minute mark on a medium heat to get here. And I think this is what he's after. You know, you're always tempted to push them even further like we did with Julia's recipe. But that's not what he's after here. Until they're nicely colored, but not too brown. If you keep going another minute or two, then it's gonna lose the point of what he's trying to say, which is, you know, they're gonna start turning color. And I don't want that. But now we gotta add in 2 tablespoons of flour like we did with Julia's. Tilting the pan all over and stirring the flour into the onions there. And yeah, you just gotta keep doing this, stirring it and cooking it for a little bit as if we're making a roux. Okay, he doesn't say how long I should be doing this for, but I'm gonna presume 2 minutes just based on any time I've ever made a roux. Stop mucking about with that. Take it off the heat. And bring something over that's holding 10.5 cups of water. How about this Dutch oven? In go the onions. That's what it says, dude. All right, salt it, crack in some pepper. Where is that thing that I did? There it is. And a bouquet garni. This one has a sprig of thyme. There is green of a leek in there somewhere. This is a celery stalk with some leaves still attached to it and only 1 bay leaf. This is no messing around French cooking. Let's not get crazy here. In it goes.
I'm just joking. Who do you think I am?
Coming in hot. That's about 30 minutes simmering. So first things first, remove the bouquet garni and that extra cheeky bay leaf. And if this just wants to shove over there, can I have a bowl? Thank you. There's 2 different routes we can go with this next part. I can pass that through a sieve, or I pass it through a food mill. How about that? And I mean, the sieve doesn't sound as fun, quite honestly. Not that the food mill is fun either, but at least I'm not having to work as hard. What do you think? How about one of these? How about one of those? That's better. And then the onions, I gotta process them through. So the food mill has like a medium plate on it. Well, this is gonna take a long time. It's not as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Actually, this kind of sucks. So obviously the water just leaks right through the food mill and then the onions get caught up in there. And come on. There we go. Okay, so I think we're chugging along now. We just had to get it going. Are we chugging? All right, honestly, this is not that big of a deal. There was some initial complaining. I was kind of being a baby, but it's nothing. All of that good stuff goes into the broth. There we go. Add in some sel, some freshly cracked poivre. All right, great. So let's just put this aside for a moment. So with the French baguette, or half of one, what they call in France, a flute, finely slice the bread, which I am doing the same way I did with Julia's. Photo in the cookbook is doing it this way, but then it says to cut them into sticks. Into sticks. I gotta dry these out in a heated oven. I mean, this is similar to what I did with Julia's recipe. So I have it at 325 degrees Fahrenheit and until they are dried out. Yeah. Dried. Last round, Anthony Bourdain's Léal cookbook. For this one, onion soup Léal. 8 large onions or 12 smaller ones. And yep, thinly sliced as per usual. I mean, it's clear as day that Anthony Bourdain wins in the onion category. It's about twice as much as any other recipe. Now, each one of these recipes today has gone a different route with the stock. Julia's with the beef, Monsieur Paul's with the just onions and water, And this one is a dark chicken stock. And he says the better and more intense your stock, the better the soup's gonna be. The soup in particular is a very good argument for making your own. Let's go back in time. All right, last night starting off with a huge butcher sesh. I needed 4 pounds worth of chicken bones, and I saved the meat, kept the bones. All right, combine 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and 2 tablespoons of flour. Smother the chicken bones in it into the oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for 60 minutes. Roughly chop 2 white onions, 3 medium carrots, and 2 celery ribs. And that goes in the oven for the final half an hour. Once it's all roasted, got some color to it, add it all into a stock pot. Fill it up with cold water. Drop in 4 sprigs of parsley, 4 sprigs of thyme, 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, remove the teaspoon, 3 bay leaves? Better make it 4. I ain't driving. Come up to a high simmer and then reduce it down to a low simmer for 6 hours. Once it's all cool, strain a couple times. So onion soup, unsurprisingly, is all about the onions. Is the Dutch oven gonna fit all of mine? We shall find out. All right, so medium heat, 6 ounces, 168 grams of butter. I'm gonna hold off adding the onions until the butter starts to brown. And you know what? Julia Child and her butter performance today was outshone. Shocked. Okay, so once it starts browning, add in the onions. I don't know if they're all gonna fit, but I definitely no way they're gonna all fit. Huh, I should be using that for this. Switch into the stock pot, and no problem. So much onions, 8 large onions is what he said, right? Yes, okay, that's what I did, 8 large onions. How much of a soup am I making? So isn't that interesting? Of the 3 recipes today, Julia's is the only one that added the sugar in with the onions to speed up the browning process and just help it overall, where he has no mention of it. All right, he also says it's gonna take around 20 minutes to soften and brown these onions. And I gotta make damn sure the onions are nice in a dark, even brown color. Well, I think it's gonna take longer than 20 minutes by a lot. So I'll time it, but I can wait. Keeping them stirring. While the onions are doing their thing, we can focus on some prep. How about my dark chicken stock? I need around 2 quarts or 2.2 liters. Okay, next up I have a slab of bacon, 4 ounces of this. Jamie, you want to be precise today, so cut into 1/2-inch cubes. C'est ça. He says baguette croutons. I'm going with 1/2 inch thick, and they're gonna be the rounds. I think that's a crouton in his eyes, our eyes, baguette crouton. And then it says to drizzle with a little olive oil and flip them over and do your thing. So these are gonna be toasted, so I'm gonna do exactly what I did with the other 2 recipes. As he says, make damn sure the onions are a nice, dark, even brown. And yeah, they got that jammy kind of quality to them, which is great. 20 minutes my arse, 1 hour and 3.5 minutes instead. And if I hear any caramelized onion snobs out there say that's not pushed far enough, well then, pound salt. I'm joking, I love you. We gotta increase the heat from a medium to a medium high, which truth be told, I already did that a little while ago to speed up the process of these onions. All right, so I definitely need to deglaze with this pan. I need to stop talking. I have balsamic vinegar. This is 2 ounces worth, 56 milliliters. Woo! I need the port. Oh, that got in the eyes. That got in the eyes. All right. Oh, the vinegar in the eyes. Vinegar in the eyes. How about some port wine? Aged 10 years in wood. Same amount as the vinegar, 2 ounces worth. Deglaze that pan. All right, gotta scrape up the fond, all the brown goodness. Easy. In goes the chicken stock. All right, we're all quiet now. Adding in the bacon. Not to brown at first, he says, he just has added in. And a bouquet garni, which is a couple sprigs of thyme, a sprig of parsley, and a bay leaf. Oh yeah, we'll make it 2. Whoop. Yeah, got that up to a boil, and I'm gonna reduce it down to a simmer. Healthy amount of salt in there because I haven't seasoned anything to do with this recipe yet, including the stock. And crack in some black pepper, please. So this is gonna take around 45 minutes to simmer. So I have a whole whack of Gruyere cheese, and I'm about to grate up a whole bunch of it. That's gonna be enough for all the recipes. Can you beam them in? WizKid, thank you. Could grate it with the box grater. I will be using the attachment here just to save oodles of time. And okay, so let's start adding in the cheese. So if you're still here, that means you've made it to the assembly of all three soups. Now we're gonna start with Julia's. 2 ounces of slivered cheese and around a tablespoon of grated raw onion. Looks heavenly. So in Julia's recipe and in Monsieur Paul Bocuse's recipe, they prepare the soup, the final soup, in a soup tureen, like a big thing, so that it could fit the whole soup, and then you would serve it to company or a group of people or what have you. But today, I am only gonna be serving in individual soup bowls. I believe they're called crocks. Don't quote me on that. Ladle some soup into our bowl. Look at that cheese pull. Woo. Which toasty bread is Julia's? This one is. I'm gonna add as many of these as I can fit, which might be 3. Top it with a handful, like a 1/4 cup worth of Gruyere cheese. Spared no expense, of course. That's what makes it rock. Ever so slightly, I'm gonna dot the top with a little bit of butter. Julia, trying to make up butter gains. Bake this 325 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven, and I'm gonna be using my backup oven for reasons that I don't feel like explaining right now. Good luck. Moving on to Paul Bocuse. Monsieur Paul. And yeah, his is the one that looks most noticeably different than the other 2. Lining the bottom of the bowl with sticks. I only got 6 or so in there. I'm gonna go for a generous handful of cheese, but half a handful goes in between the sticks. So there's cheese on the bottom. Okay, so the breadsticks rise, which obviously. And then I gotta get my remaining handful of cheese on top. Separately, I have an egg yolk, and this is a tablespoon of Madeira wine. It goes into the egg yolk. Are we all keeping up? Miniature whisk, whisk it. Keep that handy, we're gonna need it once this comes out of the oven. I do have the regular oven that I'm gonna be using with the broiler on high. That's gonna get it hot, that's gonna get the cheese bubbling. I will put that in a moment, because I wanna act fast here, but let's bring over Bourdain. Here it is. There's so many onions in here. Very oniony soup. Very onion. I mean, this is so obvious that it's his. Float 2 of the croutons on top of the soup. A heaping amount of cheese on top. Heaping. We are gonna get Anthony Bourdain's right there. Monsieur Paul Bocuse. Right there, I'm gonna add a little more cheese because it's already, you know. Place each crock under a preheated, rip-roaring broiler until the cheese melts, bubbles, browns, and even scorches slightly in spots. A finished cheese should be a panorama of molten brown hues ranging from golden brown to dark brown to a few black spots where the cheese blistered and burned. You gotta add Julia's into the mix as well. Holy cannoli. These 2 right here are gonna be in the oven longer until I get whatever I just described so eloquently by Bourdain. And this one's only gonna be in the oven for 2 minutes, give or take, depending on how it looks. Anywho, let's get ready to gratinate. I felt good, kind of. What the hell is going? What is that on my shirt? The baby. I don't know how long that's been on there, but that's the baby. Wardrobe change. Oh. Dinner is served. Which one is which? Company has arrived. Order up!
Oh.
That's your cue.
I'm coming.
That is her cue. It is Christy.
Hi.
So great to have you back. First appearance in the new kitchen, and you haven't been here since the chocolate mousse cage match. We want to know why. No, it's okay. But we have something to do here, and time is money. Money is time. We have to eat these while they are in their element.
Well, I heard you were making French onion soup, and I can't turn that down because the Julia one you made was like the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
It's a masterpiece.
So I can't tell which one's hers right now.
I'm trying to remind myself. Okay, so here's your spoon. Here's your weapon of choice. We will start with the left, screen right, and work our way.
Okay, I think we should switch.
Sure.
I'm like actually kind of nervous to try this on camera because it's really a ugly thing to eat.
Yeah.
It's not sexy at all. Cheese pulls, tongue burning. Just don't judge me.
Oh.
Woo!
Okay.
Okay. Oh my God. This is so good. The onion flavor is, it's like sweet, but rich. And then I also taste a bit of like alcohol of some sort, like a cognac or something. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh my God, so good. I mean, it's giving Julia vibes, but that could just be because I haven't had it in a long time, and French onion soup is French onion soup.
They could all have the same thing going on. Though. Rich, but sweet, caramelized, perfection. There's a little hint of the booze, like you said. The cheese pull is magnificent.
Yeah, there is a taste of garlic in there too.
There's a taste of garlic that was smeared onto the toasty bread. That is mind-blowingly good to me. Let's dig into number 2. Although there's something I have to do with this one, so may I do the honors?
Okay, oh, a little dinner theater.
Okay, so...
Oh, interesting color on that one.
And I'm gonna add a bit of this mix here, just a quarter of what I got, into that.
Okay.
And I guess I stirred around. Okay, so it looks interesting.
It looks way thinner
It does. There's a reason for that.
and way lighter.
I'm very curious about this one. I've never seen anything like this when it comes to French onion soup. That
Where's
does
the
not-
onions? I don't see a single onion, but okay.
Perceptive.
Aren't they crucial? Wow. That's better than I thought.
Yeah, it is.
It's really good. It doesn't smack you in the face like the other one.
Which is nice. It has its place. Are any ingredients shining in there to you?
Not really.
Nothing?
It's really good, but I'm kind of missing the onions.
I could pick them up. They're not as...
No, I mean like the physical onions.
the texture?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for this last one, do you want to do the honors or shall I? Why don't we do it together?
Like crack the top.
Yeah.
It's like a
I mean...
creme brulee.
Holy crap.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
It is the complete opposite of what we
Yes.
just had.
Oh my God. Look at those onions. That's what I'm talking about.
So you were complaining about the lack of onion in that one. I
Yeah.
think this one is made up for it.
Agreed. Okay.
Okay.
There's hardly any broth in this one. Okay. Whoa.
That's in your face. That's very in your face.
Wow, those are onions.
Oh. That's very, very sweet. Like, to the nines there.
I don't really have much croûte in this one. Do you know what I'm saying?
I have no shortage of croûte over here. If you want another croûte,
Croûte City.
there it is.
I'm waiting for it to get soggy.
I would say less on the savory side, really, or the rich side. It's just very sweet.
That's a good point. I feel like it's very sweet, but it's not as, the flavor, there aren't as many like layers to the flavor, even though it seems like there's more ingredients in that. Because like there's bacon in it, I don't taste bacon.
Well, you'd have to have, I guess, one of the cubes. I didn't really get one. There it is.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't really know what I'm doing either. Okay,
Did you make labels?
Yes.
You're obsessed with that thing.
so what I want you to do is tell me which one is which. Take the book and put it behind whatever book
Okay.
you think.
Bocuse. To me, French, tall hat, chef of the century. This has to be the middle one with that fancy egg wine thing that you added to it. It veered a bit from what I always thought was a classic French onion soup by not having like a darker, rich broth. But I don't think either of the other chefs, Bourdain would definitely not do that with his. And I've had Julia's before, so.
Okay.
This is so obvious that it's Bourdain because there's bacon in it.
Oh.
And it's just like messy and hearty and it's not refined in my opinion. This one is so obviously Julia. There's no
What
Denying
the
it.
heck?
So tell me I'm right.
Yes, 100%. You are right. He also agrees with you. The interesting thing about all three, that has chicken stock, that has beef stock.
Oh, that has no stock?
So the stock is made from water and onions. And I passed it through a food mill.
Okay, yeah, I could tell. So wait, is that vegetarian?
So let's just do a quick score out of 10 for each one of these. We'll start right here.
I honestly didn't really like that one. I'm gonna give it a, sorry, this is really mean because I love you, Tony, but I really think it was there was still flavor, still good flavor. So I would say 6.
I agree with you. It's missing something that makes French onion soup special. It's the richness. It needs to be there, and it's just overly sweet in my opinion.
It was overly sweet, I agree.
6 out of 10 from both of us. This middle one.
I will say Tony's tasted a little bit more classic than this one, but I like this one better.
This one would be way more classic, though. It is a classic French onion.
Yeah, I guess he is more of a classic chef,
Yeah.
so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. It was really good. I would eat that again.
Yeah.
And you know what? It kind of felt lighter. I will say that was a 7.5.
That's exactly what I was going to put.
No way.
I think it's unanimous. That is a clear winner.
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Have you ever given a dish 11 out of 10 before?
Probably many times.
Oh. I would actually officially give that an 11 out of 10, like hands down.
That is.
I want more. I'm so mad that I ate so much of the other two. Because I want more. I want to finish that whole bowl.
Couldn't agree with you more. 11 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Julia Child is the French onion soup cage match champion.
Yay!
Last time you were here, she won the chocolate mousse cage match. Again, she's
Oh yes, that's right.
there's just something very special with the proportions of everything and how it all works together.
Yeah,
that if you're
you're
ever
right.
going to want French onion soup, every single day you'd go with that one.
Yeah, I think once when you made her dish, or you did a video of her dish, you called it the best you've ever had or something like that.
I did, yeah.
So doing a cage match against that, knowing it was the best you ever had, was very ballsy. And it really was unfair to these two guys.
Hi.
But I mean, you gotta try, right? The thing is, like, you can't improve on perfection. So you kind of go into this cage match knowing she's gonna win.
Beautiful. Beautifully put. And just, you know, Julia's beautiful. You're beautiful. French onion soup is beautiful. I think I need to get out of here. It's been a long day. So, do you know how to sign off one of these videos?
Oh, yes. Yes. Move.
Just...
Bon appetit. Au revoir. Okay, perfect. I have to go.
Okay.
That was fun.